Good afternoon, good evening. I hope everyone's doing well. This is Dr. Russell Robinson coming to you live from his home office. We are about to engage in another discussion in English 1250 online, elements of speech. Right now we're waiting for students to come on in. I'm actually at the same time adding them into our circle with Google Hangouts. So we're going to give everyone a little bit of time, and hopefully we'll be able to get this thing started so we can begin to go over our readings as well as talk about, if you will, the requirements for our second speech. So just give everyone a little bit of time. As we are waiting, I am going to speak as though that we have people out there who are actually watching. At the same time, we might have people begin to engage momentarily. Again, we do have a hangout taking place this evening. It's about 7:12, and so we're going to go ahead and at least begin to engage in conversation. First, I want to again thank all of you who are able to either watch or those of you who will be coming in shortly to join us for our discussion. This is English 1250, English 1250, Elements of Speech, Summer 2014, NCCU, Elements of Speech class. I am Dr. Russell Robinson. First, I want to go ahead and take a brief moment to go over some basics. I have looked over the bulk of the material that has been submitted, and I want to thank all of you who have made your submissions. I really appreciate that. At the same time, we have some folks out there who did not submit their assignments. Now, for the first week or so of class, I feel it's important that we give ourselves enough time to get acquainted with the technology, and that's what I try to do. I try to make it as engaging and also as user-friendly as possible. Having said that, we also have to make sure that we do adhere to various deadlines. I know that I put an information bullet out sometime Thursday letting folks know that we would be having a hangout this evening. It's about 7:15 now. Again, we're waiting for people to come in. But as we are waiting, I want to go over some brief bullet points while we can, and also offer some clarification for the assignment that's up and due soon. First of all, we do have another speech that's taking place. I'm going to go ahead and pull up, if we can, the Blackboard account that we have available to us and make sure that everyone is on point with that. And apparently, let's see, we've got people who are hitting me on my phone. But let's see what we got going on. So, as we go into Blackboard, let's go over some basic housekeeping while we still can. You do have your next speech that's due soon, and for the record, this speech is somewhat technically more complicated than what you've done previously. But again, everything that we're doing right now is a building process. So I want to take a quick opportunity now to go and look at the, I want to take an opportunity now to go ahead and look at the syllabus and also take a look at our content section to find out what we have that is coming up momentarily. So let's go look at the syllabus first and see what we got going on there. I'm going to download it and again make sure that what I have provided for you all is of course as equitable as possible. Make sure you know what's going on. We should have a copy of it now downloaded officially. There it is. So I'm going to pull it up and we're going to go to the screen grab, or actually screen share, take a look at it and see what's happening. So, whoopsie doodle. Let's see. Okay, so let me close that out first. Cancel that. I want to first, if I can, I have a slew of things on my computer desktop which I don't need to have. Paper after paper, because I'm researching constantly. And so at least I want you to believe that. Let's see what we got happening here. There's a syllabus and there's another copy of the syllabus, so we should be in good shape. I want to pull that back. So first, let's go into the screen grab or screen share and take a look at the syllabus to see exactly where we are right now. Make that a little bigger if we can. Hopefully you can see it. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Yes, just a little bit bigger. How about that? All right, so right now we have the demonstration speech. Believe it or not, that actually is due on the 15th, but I think we're going to have a little bit of a problem with that. Partly due to that because the 15th is actually next Monday. And I have a sneaky feeling that, folks, that's going to be a little bit pushing it out there. So what I want to try to do is actually push that back a little bit, not too much. Because if we know, believe it or not, as of Friday, we only have roughly 3 weeks of school left. So I want to make sure that we get everything done as soon as possible. So we have the demonstration speech that is due actually on the 15th. We also have your PowerPoint presentations and, well, I'm sorry, PowerPoint and demonstration speech outlines that are due actually on the 10th. Believe it or not, today is the, I believe, check my book, today is the 8th. I want to give us a little bit of time to get that kind of wrapped up, or at least make some things happen with that. I want to make it a little easy because I really want you to put a lot of time and effort into this. So what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to go ahead and push this deadline back. Today, believe it or not, is the 8th, and we want that due on Monday. I'm going to look at my calendar. I think something that's a little bit more equitable right now. If we want this done by the 15th, that's not going to make sense. Let's go ahead and push this out to possibly, if we can, let's push it out to the 17th, actually, give you 2 extra days on that. So I'm making a course due date change on that for the 17th. And we want to go ahead and make sure that we also abide with that as far as the demonstration speech outline as well as the PowerPoint. So the demonstration speech outline, which was initially due on the 10th, I'm going to actually make that due on the 12th. And also go over that with you there on the 12th as well. So we've got the demonstration speech outline as well as the PowerPoint presentation. That is due on the 12th. So that should help you out some. And I'm also going to make sure that we notify that. Make sure we have it noted as well. Let's see what else we got going on. So I will push this back. That's going to be on the 12th right there. And I think I have, yes. Right. So right now I've got that on the 17th, I think I said. So let me make sure I make that noted as well in the syllabus. Good. So we have that now due on the 17th. The PowerPoint presentation as well as the actual outline, that is due on the the 12th, and the speech in turn is due on the 17th. Now, what I want to do is also make sure that we have some clarification, because I saw that we have individuals who have attempted already to basically jump the gun and say they're going to turn something in well in advance. Well, this goes back to what I said earlier about reading the syllabus. If you do not read the syllabus in its entirety, you can wind up in hot water and wind up with a 0 on an assignment. So I want to make sure that we have some time to go over that. The demonstration speech topic, believe it or not, and I'm going to read this to you, I'm going to outline it too. The demonstration outline. Please see the content section of our Blackboard page for a model outline for this speech. Now, I think I actually have one posted there already. The outline and PowerPoint presentation in their polished form is due on June 12th. It is my expectation that each of you know how to use PowerPoint. For this speech, this ties with Chapter 10 perfectly because it requires you to actually create a PowerPoint presentation inclusive of you demonstrating a fitness activity. Okay, so again, I want to make sure you understand this, and I'm going to underscore this too so there's no misunderstanding. You are to demonstrate a fitness activity, and I'm going to highlight that and put it in whatever thing I can do to make you understand. Make it glow. It is a fitness activity you are to do. All right? Now, what I'm going to do, hopefully you all are there if you're watching, but if not, I'm going to go ahead and share with you some examples of what people have done. Now, this is going to be kind of a challenge for some. Well, it shouldn't be a challenge because, again, you have been keeping up and you have been reading the syllabus, but I want to make sure that there's no misunderstanding regarding what the expectation of the assignment is. So what I'm going to do now is hopefully we have some people out there. If we don't, we'll work around it. But what I want to try to do, if I can, is actually share with you some models of things that students have done in the past that have actually passed, and an example of what I'm looking for too in regards to your presentation. Now, let me also provide you with the spec sheet, and I will also make sure that you have a copy of that too. It should be available for you in Blackboard already. But I will provide a copy of the spec sheet for you for the assignment so you know exactly what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the content section. I'm going to actually pull up the spec sheet, and that should be available for you on demand. You can download that whenever you're ready. So let's take a look at the spec sheet for the assignment so you know what I'm looking for. Let's take a look at this and see what we have going on. So we're going to go right back to our 3D Blackboard, make this as big as possible, so you kind of know what we're looking for when this is done. So let's take a look first at the two main things that we need you to have. First of all, to ensure that the student is successful, I provided a checklist that you should use before you upload your final demonstration speech and all required documents. Note, failure to have the requisite paperwork and PowerPoint presentation prior to the submission of the speech can mean an automatic disqualification. As you are screening your polished work, literally go down this list, literally, and check the box in accordance to your speech. I will be doing the same as I make the evaluation on your speech in our speech rubric. Again, note, any missing item can mean, doesn't mean automatically, but it can mean a 0. You must have a demonstration speech outline. This all goes into the paperwork section. You must have an outline, and you also must have a PowerPoint presentation. And the PowerPoint presentation, I'll explain to you how that's supposed to be done. In your outline, it is important that, of course, you demonstrate a physical fitness activity. Second, your outline must have an introduction with a heading, centered introduction, in all caps, in type boldface. Introduction is catchy enough to engage the audience interest. Introduction is 5 sentences long. The subject sentence of the outline tells the audience and the reader the major steps, meaning no more than 4, of how to follow to successfully execute said fitness activity. The outline has a body heading, centered in all caps, body. The outline has a subheading, which again is intended to be A, B, C, D. Outline has a conclusion, again, centered conclusion, bold typeface. Conclusion is a brief summary paragraph of what you have demonstrated, including the fitness benefit. The conclusion also needs to be 4 sentences long, and the outline should contain a minimum of 2 qualified sources cited internally. So it means that you need to have something that you actually have done a little bit of research on. I'm not asking for the something that is extensive, but I do need to have something that says, okay, well, according to Fitness Magazine or such and such, a journal or something that you've actually done a little bit of research. If you're going to demonstrate how to do a sit-up, please make sure that you've learned how to do a proper sit-up from looking at a resource source itself. Not a study guide, but a journal or a demonstration of something, a physical fitness book, anything. But I need to see a source in that. Additionally, we want to make sure that your PowerPoint demonstration rubric. The background does not detract from any of the text or graphics. The choice of the background is appropriate for the project. The presentation is free of clip art. That means I want you, I have the expectation that you will actually produce the media in this. You cannot get any clip art. Again, I'm going to outline that and put it in bold. Clip art is not allowed. Make that big so you can see that. Clip art is not allowed. A student is physically demonstrating. It means we need to have photographs of you actually demonstrating it. If you're doing yoga, I need to see you demonstrating yoga in the appropriate attire. If you're showing how to hurdle, do a hurdle, I need to see you doing the hurdle itself, dressed appropriately. That means I need to see you in running shoes. I need to see you in, shorts or running tights, whatever. I need to see that. Next thing. We also need to make sure that the outline has a conclusion with bold type. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. The photos employ the rule of thirds. And last, the font formats, again, clearly plan to enhance the readability of what we're going to see. And the presentation has no misspellings or grammatical errors. That's important. All graphics are attractive, size and color, and supports the theme and content of the presentation. If the PowerPoint contains video, the video needs to play seamlessly. The presentation has to be at least 7 slides, and each slide can contain no more than 10 words per slide. The student in the demonstration needs to be dressed in proper attire, and the student presenting the fitness activity, student is presenting the fitness activity in the appropriate location. For example, if you're going to show me how to shoot a free throw, you're not going to do that in a kitchen. So I need to see that in the proper location. So that's again why I say it's important that you take advantage and look at some of the stuff on the front side as opposed to trying to jump ahead. So I want to take a brief piece of time, if we can, to share with you. I'm going to see if I can find a clip or find some of the things that I've done before or find something a student has done before so you can actually have an idea of what I am looking for in your presentation. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to YouTube if we can. I'm going to see if I can actually find a clip or two that'll help us. So, whoopsie. We're going to take a look at a student presentation, and then I want to take a look at a presentation that I actually created for the purposes of class, so you can actually see what students have done, the things they've submitted, and how they've been successful in it. So let's see if I can find a student who did a pretty good piece of work. I'm going to look at a student last year who provided a good A work, or a piece of A quality work. And you can actually take a look at that and see what you did. Now, I want to make sure I find someone else too who's just as good. This gentleman, he actually produced good, solid material. Oh, he took his videos down. So let's see if we can find another person. Let's see who we can find. Still looking. Okay, let's see what this person has. All right, so let's take a look at what this student did here, and they'll provide us a good example of what to do. So I'm going to actually play this, and you can see what I'm looking for in this regard. So let's go ahead and do a screen share, and from there you can actually have a model of what the student has done. So let's go to watch this. and happy watching.
Hello, my name is Wendy Wright, and today I will be presenting my demonstration speech on 30-minute treadmill workout. This is my Elements of Speech class with Dr. Robinson. So, 30-minute treadmill workout. If getting in shape and losing weight are primary concerns, then treadmills might be the best machine to accomplish these objectives. In recent studies, users who felt they had exercised strenuously on bikes and treadmills actually lost 25% more calories on the treadmill. The treadmill is very easy to use. It has a predictable surface that is much easier for you to negotiate than sidewalks, curbs, trails, and the risk of tripping is greatly reduced when you're using a treadmill as opposed to, again, sidewalks and the curbs. Now, all aspects of the workout can be controlled by the user. You can control whether or not you want it to be on an incline, whether or not you want a cool down period, a warm up period, and you can control the energy of that workout. Users can design the program to best fit the time that they have or the amount of time that they want to spend working out, as well as special features to monitor the heart rate while you are working out as well. So during my presentation, I will actually be demonstrating an actual workout of the treadmill, and also prior to the workout, I will be demonstrating how to stretch, because I think it's a great idea, at least for me, when I'm working out, to go ahead and do some stretching so I don't hurt myself while I'm working out. So again, if getting in shape and losing weight is your primary purpose, then the treadmill is a good tool to help you do that. It's also, as I stated before, it's easy to use, and it also has that predictable surface. Now, again, as I mentioned, what I like to do is start by stretching, and I chose the hamstring stretches because it stretches my legs or my leg muscles before I actually work out. So, and again, this is prior to me working out, doing that 30-minute treadmill workout. So what I'm doing with the stretches is I'm bending my leg, my right leg first, and I'm just holding down on my bending forward with my left leg is the leg that's actually being stretched. And again, I'm stretching those hamstring muscles to get me prepared for this big workout. So what I do is, after the workout, I start by selecting the program that I want on the treadmill, which is very easy. It has, you know, the pace that you want, the time that you want, you can select. It shows you the number of calories that you are losing in that workout. You have a segment time, a vertical left, it shows you the watts. You can select whether you want to monitor your heart rate, whether or not you want to incline, what kind of terrain simulation that you want on the treadmill, and it's very user-friendly, very easy to use. Now, what I did in this picture, I actually chose the incline. The incline actually, again, is a simulation of a hill, as if you were actually running up a hill. Now, it's a little more strenuous on the muscles, but it builds your muscles as well. So in the beginning of my 30-minute workout, what I do is I actually take 10 minutes to kind of warm up. So I'm running, or actually I'm walking at a steady pace for 10 minutes before I actually get into running. Now, after the 10-minute warm-up, I actually kind of pick up the pace a little bit. I start running a little faster, and I kind of hold on to that pace. So I continue running that pace for about 15 minutes, and you know, my heart is pumping, I'm sweating by this time, I'm tired, and I generally, what I do is I listen to a little music to kind of keep me focused on what I'm doing, so I'm not so focused on me being tired and wanting to stop. So I usually listen to some jazz or maybe some gospel, every now and then a little R&B, or I might listen to something if I'm really tired, because I generally go at 5:30 in the morning to the gym, and I go before work, and at 5:30 I'm really not wanting to be there. So sometimes I'll listen to a little rap to kind of get me pumped up for my treadmill workout. So after the 15 minutes, then I'm ready for a cool down. So I reduce the speed on the treadmill so I can cool down a little bit. And then what I do, instead of running, I do a fast-paced walk for that 5-minute cool down. And so after I have cooled down for the 5 minutes, that actually completes my 30-minute workout. So just to kind of go over that 30-minute workout and the process that I use is I first start out with some hamstring stretches to kind of get me prepared for the run or for the treadmill workout. And I do that for maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes, kind of stretching a little bit. And then I start on the treadmill. I choose my different selections, whether I want to incline, how fast I want to go, or the time period. So I go ahead and put in my programs. And then I start with a warm-up. For 10 minutes, I warm up, and I usually do a walking, fast-paced walk. And then for 15 minutes, I actually go ahead and run. So I increase my rate. My heart gets to pumping, adrenaline flowing, and I really feel like I'm working out. Again, I listen to music while I'm doing this to kind of keep me on focus and keep me in the mood. And then after the 15 minutes, I usually do a 5-minute cool down. So I decrease the speed, and I'm generally doing, I'm walking at a fast pace to kind of slow down. And after the workout, I really feel good. Now, I'm committing to I'm starting on tomorrow morning, which is Monday. I am starting to, I'm going to commit to at least working out regularly, at least 3 times a week, 5:30 in the morning. So I do the treadmill workout for about 30 minutes. And I'm going to do that for 3 months. My goal is to lose weight. And again, remember at the beginning of my presentation, I said if your primary goal is to lose weight or get in shape. So I want to get in shape as well as lose weight. So I'm committing for 3 months, and hopefully I'll lose at least 10 pounds. So thank you so very much for allowing me to present my treadmill workout.
Okay, so... All right, so as you can see, that was a presentation done by a student, and they were able to go ahead and have the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, as well as their speech, and also in the background, like I'm looking for, and still talk to the video audience. For this speech, you do not, I'm going to say it again, you do not have to have an audience of 6 people. For the final speech, I do want you to have an audience of 6 folks, and that's important. I want to make sure you have that, so that you actually will have a presentation that you actually get feedback from. But in this case, the onus or the main thing that I'm really looking for in this speech is to see how you actually make a PowerPoint presentation. And it's important that you go back and read Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is going to be a very good chapter for you to look at. The reason I say that is because you're able to take a look at that chapter and make some good connection in regards to things I'm looking for in the PowerPoint presentation. What I will do additionally over the course of this week as we're progressing, I'm going to also just put up some quick video reminders. Since no one is able to make it to the Hangout this evening, I don't know why, but we'll go ahead and work on that later. But I'm going to make some quick video vignettes of things that you can do to enhance your PowerPoint presentation, as well as some other things that I'm looking for regarding, let's say, the rule of thirds, how you will present your information, and so forth. Present your information, what I'm expecting the presentation. Note that, now we'll go over this too, let's take a quick look at the technical requirements here. Because I want to make sure that everyone has a quick understanding of what I'm looking for in the technical requirements. So let's go back to a quick screen share of this. Technical requirements and student performance. The technical requirements, let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So the student, of course, is framed properly in the camera, as you can see. I'm looking primarily for a waist, head, shoulder shot. You do not have to have the About Me page in the background. Let me take that out now, because I know some folks will just read that too literally. So let me fix that for you now. You don't need to have that. Also, the student has been properly lit for the purpose of visibility. If I can't see you, then I can't evaluate you. And that's just that simple. Again, notice that the audio in the person's presentation, Ms. Wright's presentation, was very clear, very clear. So it's important that you adhere to the fact that there is no background noise in the presentation that you're making, because that's going to detract from my ability to hear what you have to say. And really, you as the speaker want to make sure that your audience, which is me, or even your classmates, can understand what you say lucidly. Again, make sure that when I'm looking at your video that the YouTube settings have been set to public so that I can actually see it. If I can't see it, I can't grade it, and it could get a 0. Notice now that for your performance, again, you cannot read your PowerPoint presentation verbatim, and you cannot have any more really than 10 to 15 words per slide presentation, or 10 to 15 words per picture per slide. Again, I'm going to see that you're smiling, that there's a visible and audible smile in your presentation. If I don't feel that you are enthusiastic about what you're talking about, then that's going to enhance one of the things that you've read about, which is called speaker credibility. And so we need to make sure that you are able to be credible as a speaker. I want to be able to believe you. If I can't believe you, that's going to be a challenge in and of itself. Again, business casual for this speech. We don't have to have a shirt and tie, or we don't have to have a dress. This is not a suit and tie presentation, but this is business casual. So, gentlemen, polo shirt, no visible tats for anybody. Let's keep the facial jewelry down to no more than earrings that are studs. If you happen to have something that's going to detract from my ability to grade you, or detract from anyone's ability for that matter, let's just be real. Let's keep it classy. Again, this is a business casual presentation with the emphasis on business. Again, well-groomed, so govern yourselves accordingly on that. And again, no visible body art, again, no tats that I can see. If you have tats in the presentation, i.e. in your PowerPoint, if you're doing that, I can roll with that. But when you're making the presentation, please, I'd like not to see any tats there at all. Again, I have really done my best to make it as fair and as equitable as possible. You have an example, and I'll go ahead and make some video links to the other examples in class as well, so you can see what I'm looking for. And I will also post one of my presentations that I've made that you can see too, so you'll know what I'm looking for. Now, the person who made their presentation, Ms. Wright, previously, the one that you saw, that clearly was an A presentation. They put a lot of work into that. They actually rehearsed and practiced. That's the other thing I need to make sure you understand. You cannot, under any circumstance, think that you can wing this. I guarantee it. If you try to wing it, it's going to be a challenge for you, much bigger challenge than what you need it to be. So please, by all means, make sure you put time and effort into this. Again, I will go over the coming few days, popping in, if you can, some tips for you to help you get your stuff done. As a matter of fact, I might even go ahead and make one for you in the process, so you're not doing this alone. Next week, we will not have a Sunday hangout because it is Father's Day, and I'll be recovering from a tough mutter. Those of you who have any idea what that is, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, trust me, it's interesting. I might even post some pictures of that too. Again, I thank you for your attention to this presentation. I will again post some tidbits to help you guys get through this. I don't want anyone to fail, and I don't want you to feel lost. So if you need to, give me a phone call or a shout out, and I will do my best to get back in contact with you as soon as possible within 48 hours. Again, if you could not make the hangout this evening, I will have a link to it so you can watch it on demand. Additionally, please go back and review other work that we have in there if you need to, so you won't get lost or behind. Okay, so have a good week. Please be sure to look for my coming videos for quick tidbits on how to get your PowerPoint presentations and also shoot good quality film or video, and making sure that this thing works out perfect. All right, folks, we will see you very soon, and I'm looking forward to good quality product. Have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.